It is that time of the week again, and I'm back as usual with an amazing array of stories. Welcome to Colors of India. I'm Soumya Balakrishnan, and the main stories this week include drum rolls, please, followed by some dance and books, and then on to some great tasting food. They call themselves the Delhi Drummers, and their music is a fascinating manifestation of great sound and culture. In fact, they are all about global oneness, but in the most chilled out manner. As the old cliche goes, nothing brings people together like music. Well, it proves to be true in the case of Delhi Drummers, and their thunderous performance can double as stress busters and lift your spirit any time of day.
Now we do a lot of interesting experiments with different kind of sound. As you can hear, there'll be shakers, there'll be djembes, cajon, and we travel to different places. We pick up new instruments and then we compile them all and do our own production to produce good sound, and so people like, and it's we display a lot of rhythm and energy together.
This group, Delhi Drummers, consists of the most diverse individuals united by the single cause of creating music. So in their own words, they are a group of drumming enthusiasts and musicians who understand music, enjoy music, and live for music. In fact, they have been the forerunners in bringing the Western concept of a drum circle into Delhi, and today have a 30-member core team. Not wanting to be tied to just the stick percussions, their sound is now a unique blend of hand and wind instruments which add layer and texture to their music.
Man or woman who got exhaust after a daytime work, who came here at the evening time. So he or she feels music, even if he don't know any guitar or drum. So it feels pretty good and pretty relaxed to came here and enjoy the music and enjoy the drum.
Drumming is any which ways something which I always have liked. So if I am not drumming, but still, I would enjoy people making all the beautiful noise with all the drums around, and it's something which is very natural. It's flowing. It's not made up. So I like it. It is very therapeutic for me because it leaves a very fresh me after I've attended a session like this. So yeah, it is. It has medicinal values without taking anything.
And because there's nothing formal about their performance, the audience are also free to sway, dance, clap, and enjoy the moment and the music. Which is why, a while ago, we called them the Stress Busters. The music and the spirit of the evening gave us a whole new high, and just when you think
things can't get any better, I can treat you to some fascinating Hindustani music performed with oodles of style.
Sur Aadhar Society, a group that works towards the familiarization and popularization of the Delhi Gharana of Hindustani music, dedicated an evening to Hazrat Amir Khusro. Tabla, a common accompaniment for Hindustani music, is said to be Khusro's creation, and the show began with Shahbaz Shakil's tabla solo. As a young performer who comes from the family of musicians, Shahbaz's training on the tabla began at an early stage. His mastery over the technique was evident from the way he played on his instrument.
ये जो संगीत है ये बहुत समय लेता है उसको रिफाइन करने के लिए इट विल टेक सम मोर टाइम, लेकिन यह है कि तैयारी अच्छी है, तालीम अच्छी है बच्चे की और अच्छा बजाया उसने।
एक छोटी उम्र के अंदर इस तरीके के कायदे बजाने हैं, क्योंकि फ़र्क होता है तबले के अंदर 3 उंगलियों की तिरकट बजती है, लेकिन वो 2 उंगलियों की तिरकट बजानी वो थोड़ा मुश्किल होता है, जो कि हमारे दिल्ली घराने की विशेषता है, उसकी खासियत है।
फर्रुखाबाद घराना।
He was accompanied by Arshad Khan on the sitar, and as a final treat at the end of the performance, he played his tabla in the close-fisted style, and as his hands flew across the instrument, one could make out that style was something he had mastered, and mastered really well.
सूफ़ी कलाम का एक रुख बहुत अलग तरीके से हो गया है। आजकल नए नए उसके साथ साज़ बजाए जाते हैं, चाहे कीबोर्ड, गिटार, मगर उसके साथ ये हुआ कि जो उसकी एक प्योर फॉर्म थी वो कहीं खोती चली गई, क्योंकि हारमोनियम भी जो है एक वेस्टर्न साज़ है जो हारमोनी से है, और वो भी बहुत बाद इंडिया में आया। लेकिन 800 साल पहले जो कव्वाली होती थी उसमें हारमोनियम का कोई रोल नहीं था। तबला, सहतार और गाना ये कव्वाली के अंदर इस्तेमाल होता था। तो आज मैंने यहाँ पर सोचा है कि वो प्योर फॉर्म जो थी उस प्योर फॉर्म को यहाँ पर गाऊं।
Khusro is credited with enriching Hindustani music by introducing Persian and Arabic elements into it. It was he who introduced the Khayal and Tarana styles of music, a Delhi Gharana feature. Fardeen Hassan Khan's vocal was dedicated to this guru. He began by singing one of Amir Khusro's Doha in the Vilampit Kal of Rag Yaman.
इनके नाना जी थे उस्ताद नसीर अहमद खान साहब, वो मेरे बड़े गुरु भाई थे। तो उनके जो गले में जो तान थी, वो जो दाना था, वो मैंने आज इसके गले से सुना है। तो मुझे बड़ी खुशी है कि हमारे दिल्ली घराने के बच्चे इतनी मेहनत कर रहे हैं और इतनी आगे बढ़ रहे हैं।
तू तो साहिब मोरा, तू तो साहिब मोरा महबूब इलाही।
He was accompanied by Pandit Ram Kumar Mishra on the tabla and Zakir Dolpuri on the harmonium. Fardeen Hassan Khan has also made a mark for himself in the world of Hindi cinema, and towards the end, he wooed the audience with a song in Rag Zila Pilu from his latest movie, I Don't Love You.
Almost always in a show like this, it is the collective consciousness and the energy of the crowd that works, especially during a stage show. And in a tightly packed hall like that one, you could feel the energy coming right through. Also coming up is a short break, so I'll see you on the other side.
Coming up next is a book launch, followed by a Bharatanatyam repertoire.
Welcome back. A good book can change the way you look at life, and the latest from Hatchet India falls under this category. A story with a difference and a book that had to be written.
The book is called Master of Arts, A Life in Dance, and the author, Tulasi Badrinath, speaks exclusively about male dancers in the world of Bharatanatyam.
Bharatanatyam had no scope for, it began as a profession, it began as a temple dance thing, so there were no stories in it for men to perform in any way. So somehow all the people who joined dance, the men who joined it, were of lower social economic statuses, and they came in because they were had nowhere else to go. But the ones who stayed on and then made the art their passion are the ones who've succeeded, and it's been a tough life for them, and that life hadn't been chronicled. So it's a very fascinating book because Tulsi herself is a dancer, and she gives it that special insight.
This classical dance form that evolved from the dance of the Devadasis was exclusively the domain of women until the mold was broken in the 60s by V P Dhananjayan. Badrinath chronicles the story of his life in dance with the insight of one who understands each nuance.
There have been many boys who've come to learn from Dhananjayan, and while observing them, one saw that just as with a female dancer, they face a lot of difficulties, but sometimes they face more difficulties perhaps than a dancer who's a girl, because they have to make a living from the profession. And in India, usually people become doctors or engineers, so it's a very unusual profession to choose. And also, being male, very often they face prejudice, because people say, who wants to watch a sweaty man dance? Who wants to watch a hairy man dance? And so they battle prejudice also. So I thought I'd write about, the subgroup that often people don't write about.
The first copy of the book was handed over to Pandit Birju Maharaj by Muthuswami Varadarajan. Post this, the stage was set for what was to be a memorable dance repertoire. Deepanjali was choreographed to the tune of Vande Mataram, sung live on stage in the Carnatic style. The lead piece was taken from Arunachala Ramayana, and it told the story of Lord Krishna. The dance saw both male and female dancers on stage, which created a whole-rounded and complete dance experience.
If you see the Lord of Dance is Nataraja, he is the male. And so if he is the male, why not male can't dance? And they have this masculine gender and that bold thing. When they dance, we can see that power. Even you see the Nataraja is the symbolic of the Tandava. The two parts are there, Tandava and Lasya. The girls are doing the Lasya. And if the male part is not there, the dance is not fulfilled. So male should do it, and it's beautiful when they do.
For me, it's not an unusual thing when the male dancers are dancing, and I feel they have a lot of potential in them, and they do have a lot of encouragement these days, because a lot of them are appreciating the male dancers. It's not that they are sidelined, but everybody is, and especially when a male and the female dance together, it's some combination which we can never think of. It's something really brilliant.
But the highlight of the evening was a Bhakti-based Abhinaya piece performed by V P Dhananjayan himself along with his student. The rendition of this spiritually moving text, Varungala Mo Ayya, from Balakrishnan Bharati's Nandanar Charitram, was one of the most moving depictions ever seen on stage in the recent past. Low-born Shiva worshipper Nandanar pleads with the Brahmin overlord to allow him the Chidambara Darshanam, or the glimpse of Lord Nataraja. To put it plainly, V P Dhananjayan lived as Nandanar for those brief minutes, bringing helpless tears into the eyes of the viewers.
In the olden days, a lot to be little effeminate. When men danced, it used to be effeminate, and it was not accepted by the society. But with my coming into the field as a male dancer, without any trace of effeminate thing, I established. So people accepted male dancers after seeing us. And of course, the trend is set by Kalakshetra. It is Kalakshetra training that we are using. And Rukmini Devi is very, very particular about man dancing like a man.
After that emotional rendition by the Guru, Tulasi Badrinath, the author herself, graced the stage for a solo dance presentation, thus weaving her own lifelong passion for dance into the evening setting of a book launch.
Abhinaya, lasya and subtle footwork. It was poetry in motion. And if you read the book, I can assure you that it will change the way you look at male dancers and all that they are capable of bringing onto the stage. Now it's time for us to go on a quick break here. I'll see you on the other side.
Up next is food in the most delicious style.
Welcome back. On Fruit Trail this week, I'm on the lookout for some Mughlai. And all that search has brought me to East Delhi's most popular Mughlai cuisine restaurant, which is called Al Nazir's in Ganesh Nagar. Follow me right in.
Walk into Nazir's and the bright, fiery red and yellow interior is the first to strike you. It's almost like a prelude to the spicy and intense food that they serve here. much of the restaurant model is inspired by international fast food brands, and like them, self-service is what they believe in.
मैं ना बचपन में ना होटलों में रॉ मटेरियल सप्लाई करता था। फिर ये मैंने वहाँ से ये ख्वाब देखा कि मैं अपने रेस्टोरेंट बनाऊँ और कम से कम रेट पे क्वालिटी एंड क्वांटिटी रेट तीनों चीज़ में ग्राहक को दूँ, क्योंकि हमारा राज ये है कि हम लोग ना एकदम चीप एंड बेस्ट।
लेकिन विद इन 5 ईयर्स हम लोग अभी दिल्ली एनसीआर में पूरा खोल देंगे, हम लोग नज़ीर पूरा एक्सपेंशन कर देंगे। और अपना हमारा न्यू ब्रांड भी आ रहा है अलबास्केट्स, वो भी उसके भी 50 आउटलेट्स हम विद इन 2020 वो भी खोल देंगे हम लोग।
Nazir has a centralized kitchen from where the food comes in packaged form. This ensures both quality and quantity, and at the same time increases the pace of delivery.
We have a centralized base kitchen where we have a full preparation of our food. I mean, if you go to any other restaurant, any restaurant of our brand, you will find the similar taste, same taste, because our chefs, they are common. They are making food for every outlet.
I like to have the takatak rolls and the tawa chicken. These are my favorite food. I regularly come here and eat as soon as possible. As I get a leisure time, I come here. My friends also live nearby and they also join me.
I'm a first timer. Actually, I'm the first timer at any Nazir, and it happened. We just came along by chance today. I was supposed to go. I stay in Vikaspuri, so I was supposed to go home by cab, but then came along with friends. And I really like the chicken lollipops and the chicken spring rolls.
Takatak chicken roll comes highly recommended here. The dish gets its unique name from the familiar sound of meat being chopped up. If you want something more wholesome, then ask for the mildly spiced Afghani chicken, which is served with cream. Chicken Afghani tangri and the Afghani tikka are both good bets. But the dish that steals the thunder is the chicken lollipop.
So if you're here at Nazir's, the thing to order is their lollipops. Unlike in other restaurants where you get just 4 pieces or 5 pieces of chicken wrapped in a silver foil, the lollipop here is in plenty. And I absolutely love that. This is great value for money. And about the taste, give me a minute. This is really crunchy, spiced just perfectly with a slight sprinkling of chaat masala. And this is what I call the perfect finger food.
The mutton korma is a dish that sits on thick pasted onion gravy, and the abundant use of oil is the speciality of this dish along with the intense masala flavor. When paired with butter dripping naan, the meal is complete.
Of course, I was asked if the butter from the butter naan and the oil from the korma needs to be removed, just in case I'm calorie conscious. But of course, I don't get it. Why would you remove the oil from a korma? Then why have the korma? And I also must add that the food here has taken me completely by surprise. The last time I had Mughlai food that was this tasty was in a colleague's house when I went there for Ramzan.
Of course, you can't leave a Mughlai restaurant without tasting their one-pot wonder or the biryani.
When it comes to the biryani, it is a game that is defined by all 5 of your senses. sight, smell, taste, touch, all of them are involved in how you rate a biryani. The first trick is to smell the biryani. I know it sounds really weird, but it is the smell of a biryani that gives away whether it's good or not really good. And then is the taste and the texture. Now the thing about Nazeer's is that the kheer that they serve here comes in these packed containers with a logo that suggests that they are authentic, and this is the one that you need to be looking for when you pick one up. And if you're here at the restaurant, this is a great way to enjoy with family. I think a packet can serve minimum of 2 people. Let's go for this now.
And to polish off a meal as heavy as that one needs to have a light, fluffy dessert. In this case, the kheer.
This is thick, not very sweet, and in a way it balances out the heavy spicy flavor of the main course that you've just had. Now this here is the perfect way to end a meal at Nazeer's. On that note, let me also say goodbye to you. I will meet you next week on the same show with more food and more stories. You can of course write to us through our Facebook page. Until later next week, goodbye and take good care.